anyone who's ever done anything great.
Puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over!
Every athlete that's accomplished what seemed impossible. Any achievement in this world had a person behind it that was fucking possessed with the grind.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in the history of basketball.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
No basketball player has been doubted like Stephen Curry. Ever since his childhood, Steph was called too small to play basketball, that he would never make it at his size. But Steph had a role model, a figure that he looked up to, his father, Del Curry. Del always believed in his son. After all, he was his lineage, his offspring, the person that would carry on the Curry name. But by the age of 16, Steph was still only 6'2" and nowhere near as strong as his teammates. He accepted that he just wouldn't be the tall and athletic player that he dreamed of being. So he developed an insane work ethic. He realized that if he was gonna play in a league of giants, then his agility and more importantly his jump shot needed to be perfect. So he put in the hours, forming a shot release that was quicker, tighter, and unblockable. And after seeing some success in his senior year of high school, Steph was ready to commit to a college. He wanted to go to Virginia Tech, just like his father, but the school said he wasn't even worth a scholarship. Steph was used to that kind of stuff. Instead, he committed to a local college, Davidson, a team that had never even made it past the first round of the NCAA tournament. Steph took it as a challenge, and in his sophomore year, absolutely shocked the world. Steph had just carried Davidson to the Elite 8 in the nation. He was finally getting the recognition he deserved, and a year later, he declared for the draft. But still, the doubters were loud. Minnesota had picks number 5 and 6, and they selected 2 point guards not named Steph. They called him a shooting guard in a point guard's body. Yet, Steph sat there, hopeful, confident, and nobody in the world knew it now, but what happened next would completely change the sport of basketball as we know it.
With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Steph had done it. He made it to the big leagues. He had proven the doubters wrong, right?
Gets fouled, and now Steph comes up with it. I think he bumped knees. Harry Neal dribbled it off his leg.
Oh my goodness.
Steph Curry himself again.
Ankle coming out of the pack. Oh, this is just heartbreaking is all I can say.
Stephen Curry's hurt. Yep. He's coming out of the game. Oh man. Is that an ankle? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that right ankle.
It's one more.
Oh me. I've seen that before, but it's been years.
By his third season, his ankles had become a ticking time bomb. Sprains, surgeries, setbacks. It came to a point that the Warriors organization even tried trading him. But because of his ankle injuries, nobody even wanted him. The Warriors fans were furious that they had just wasted their lottery pick on a small, weak, and currently injured jump shooter. But Steph embraced all the pressure. He loved it. He went through rehab and returned in the 2012-13 season, needing to prove to the Warriors fan base, the organization, and most importantly to himself, that he was worth it. And later that season came again, in a city that never sleeps, on a night where everything changed.
Steph, when you came to the Garden, he had 50. I feel like that's when you decided you was just gonna rape the league.
I'm like, the confidence is changing, G. He going back to Davidson on us, bro. Nah, his jersey ain't red, bro. Don't let him do that.
Curry with the floater, got it to go. He's very differential, likes to pass. And Curry makes it. Landry off the double. Curry with the quick trigger, got the three ball down on the season. Curry with the quick three, right? Yeah, back to a 4-point.
Back-to-back situation, and Golden State is
Parents used to work at the hospital. Curry with another jumper, and it's a 1-point game.
he outspeeds Stephen Curry.
Curry for the lead. Got it. Curry. Oh, boy, sweet touch.
Come on. Get the sense that young guy's coming back.
Quick shot by Curry. Stops the bleeding. Pick and roll. Took it out of Curry's hands. Good ball fake. And the same result we've seen. Warriors have connected on 14 of the last 16. Make that 15 of 17. Curry on the drive this time, finishing with the left. About a 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. It's Bell. For three. Got it! What a night!
Steph just too accomplished. He makes it tough, but he's got to work out that is hot.
Curry for three. Wow! Unbelievable! One back the other way. Curry, why not? For three! Bingo!
And counting.
There's a quick Curry off the screen. Not enough room. Again! Butter! Steph Curry! His 11th three of the night.
That night in Madison Square Garden lit a fire in Steph. The next season, he makes his first All-Star game and carries the Warriors to a 51-win season. The Warriors staff realized that they found gold and that they needed to start building around him. So going into the 2014-15 season, they fire head coach Mark Jackson and replace him with Steve Kerr. Steve implements more ball movement, more spacing, more screens, anything to get this skinny kid from Akron an open jump shot. The Warriors start the season 21-2, going on a 16-game win streak, and were the best team in the league by far. Nobody knew it yet, but this was the start of a dynasty. And at the front of it all was Stephen Curry, a kid who should have never even made the league. By the end of the season, the kid once called too small, too soft, and too fragile had won the sport's highest individual honor, the MVP. But the work wasn't done. Yeah, by the end of the regular season, Steph had led the Warriors to the best record in the league at 67-15. But the same voices lingered. Wait for the playoffs. Wait till it gets physical. Let's see him under real pressure. It was time for the baby-faced assassin to prove himself on the biggest stage, the NBA playoffs. Stephen Curry and the Warriors entered the 2015 playoffs full of confidence. They had just proven themselves in the regular season, and it was time to do the same in the playoffs. They faced the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round, a team that had barely squeezed into the postseason, but a young Anthony Davis was the star of the team, and the Pelicans were expected to lean heavily on his size and length to control the tempo and keep Curry from getting into rhythm. But what the Pelicans didn't realize is that you just can't control Steph.
Warriors will take it the front court to Curry. Deep three, right side. Got it! Chest pass to Thompson. Deep three, left wing. Got it!
Number one, our mission is on offense. Make it that move, keep the ball going.
Draymond Green to midcourt. Lob for Bowman. He catches it up as he was running the floor. Curry now with a 2-on-1 with Barnes. Curry all the way gets fouled. Left hand scoop. And it's 58-41. 13 down. Curry three. Klay Thompson to the rim. 9.6 to go in game three. Another ball space to Steph.
The Warriors breezed past the Pelicans in 4 games, but Steph knew it was too early to celebrate. Every round, the opponents would get tougher, and now the Warriors had to face the Memphis Grizzlies, led by the veteran trio of Mike Conley, Zach Randolph, and Marc Gasol. The Grizzlies were known for their defense-first identity, but it became apparent that no defense in the league could stop Steph Curry.
Right, step back off the dribble, triple! Steph Curry gets it.
Stay patient, stay poised offensively. You'll get a great shot.
Down the right to left top, Iguodala wide open. They let him shoot. He buries a triple. Out to Draymond, catches it quickly and shoots it in for three. That goal in the stream on Draymond. He changes it back to the fire. The three is up and good. Another three for Curry. Buried and Curry to the far side. Knocks it down.
The Warriors moved on to the Western Conference Finals and faced the Houston Rockets, a team built around volume scoring, isolation basketball, and the relentless shot creation of James Harden. This was going to be an offensive matchup. Who could score more, the Beard or the Chef?
Iguodala, jump past Curry, open three right side, go! Draymond goes up, blocked by his knee, put back, blocked by his knee. Curry catches, lobs and Hogan, backdoor, right hand hammer. Now a touch pass Curry, he'll fire, three ball, left corner, chest pass to Thompson, drives right down Broadway, right hand slam for Klay Thompson. Curry in transition, down the lane, left hand high, off the glass, good with the offhand over Howard. Wow, and a block by Howard. Carrots out to Curry, puts up a three, and puts it in. Steph Curry does it again, and the lead back up to 24. And there, the basket goes up, bank shot, good, and a foul. The phrase you thought you would not hear in your lifetime. The Golden State Warriors are going to the NBA Finals.
One by one, the league's best fell. Steph was unstoppable, and the Warriors were headed to the finals to face LeBron James and the Cavaliers. In the finals, Steph went on a tear and played the best basketball of his life.
Curry guarded by James. Coming out of the Grizzlies. Curry gets away, scoots inside again, left-handed back to the end.
2:50 to go. Curry off the screen. Left hand, guarded by LeBron. Takes a three off the dribble. Knocked it down. Curry on the right side. 8 seconds left. Warriors are down by 2. Curry off the screen. To the rim, layup good. Curry can hit a three right from Golden State. Back to the ball. Dribbles down the lane. Passing it down. Two-hand slam. Beautiful. Gets it up. Fires away. Got it again. The championship is back in the bag for the first time in 40 years.
Curry averaged 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists in the finals, and he was finally an NBA champion. The critics, the doubters, and the haters seemed to be put to bed, but this moment changed it all.
This year's Bill Russell MVP, Andre Iguodala.
The NBA named Andre Iguodala, who averaged 16, 5, and 4, the finals MVP, and all the doubters who Steph thought were just silence became louder than ever. Steph didn't win the finals MVP. Steph disappeared when it mattered. The media talked their talk, and Steph heard it all. He went ballistic the next season, torching every team that came their way. He won the NBA's first ever unanimous MVP and guided the Warriors to the best record in NBA history of 72-9. But just like always, right as Steph was about to bury those doubters, something would happen. This time, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals to LeBron and the Cavs, and despite having one of the greatest campaigns in NBA history, Steph left that season with more doubters than he entered with. The next season, Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, and having a superstar alongside the greatest shooter was amazing, but now it was even harder for Steph to prove himself. Sure, in the next 2 years with KD, Steph won back-to-back championships, but Durant won both Finals MVPs, and you can imagine what the media had to say about that. In their third season together, Steph and KD went on another generational run, and they were about to become the first duo to three-peat since Kobe and Shaq. But 5 games into the Western Conference Finals of the 2019 season, things would take a turn for the worse.
Back to the isolation one-on-one ball. It's Durant with Shumpert defending, and Kevin Durant laces one through. And he's hurt. He is holding on to his right Achilles as Harden works into Iguodala, who just picked up the Golden State foul.
As soon as he made that shot, he started
Look at
limping.
this. Look at this.
With KD injured, everyone's attention shifted to Steph. This was his chance to prove that he could carry a team on his back. And it started off well. The Warriors advanced past the Rockets and faced the Toronto Raptors in the NBA Finals. Steph played his heart out, but after 4 games, the Warriors found themselves down 3-1. In desperation, KD returned in Game 5, but his body just wasn't ready. And 3 minutes into the second quarter, the Warriors took a blow.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down holding his leg. Ibaka goes up and is fouled down the other end. And Durant grabbing that right leg. And the credit Serge Ibaka. There's the play right away. He knew
it. Steph held down the fort that game and forced a Game 6 at Oracle Arena. The Warriors were confident to win at home, but the setbacks were not over.
his left knee, now writhing in pain. Steph Curry slamming the ball on the court, so upset. Green went up to block it.
I say this, they're going to be more wary of putting him back in.
Iguodala throws it to Green, who catches it. Back to Curry, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Cousins, deflected. Picked up by Leonard. Ball still loose. They dive on it. Drake, whole time. And a timeout call.
The dynasty wasn't dead just yet, but it felt like everything Steph had built was slipping through his fingers. And what none of us knew at the time was that things were about to get much worse. With KD gone and Clay injured, Steph was left to carry the boat. But just 5 games into the next season, things would take a dramatic turn.
Can't stop. Steph Curry with a lot of contact. He's holding that left wrist. We already saw Steph tweak his ankle. He is not moving that left wrist right now.
Steph was sidelined, Clay was out for the year, and the Warriors looked like they belonged in the G League. Suddenly, the team that had been in 5 straight finals was the worst team in the entire league. By the end of the season, the Warriors had won just 15 games, and it was official. The Warriors dynasty was dead. Is what many people thought. The 2021 season showed that the dying dynasty still had a heartbeat.
Finds him another three. Got it! 62! Steph one more time for the advantage. Good! If at first you don't
Working against none. That's the three.
Curry had carried a depleted Warriors roster to the 9th seed in the West, but it would come to a bitter end once again as the Grizzlies eliminated them from playoff contention in the play-in tournament. The media hated that this time the dynasty was indeed dead. But Steph heard it all, and in his last statement before heading into the offseason, left us with one last message.
It was a special year, all things considered. And a new experience for me, Draymond alone. Tried to make the most of it. Come back, follow this up. Everybody make the right strides, take advantage of the summer. And don't want to see us next year.
Steph Curry is playing on a team where Clay was out for a significant, coming off a catastrophic injury. He's getting older. Dre's getting older.
Steph is coming off an injury.
Steph's coming off an injury. KD's not there anymore, right? What there seems to be, to me, a lot on the line for Steph in his legacy. And when I say that, Key, I could feel it already before you jump down my throat. When I say that, it's like I think of both outcomes. If he doesn't get it done, is his legacy going to get worse? No, it's not going to get worse, but now compare it to what happens if he does. What if the Warriors go all the way this year and Steph wins Finals MVP and all that? It gets enhanced. It does.
What separates this run to the finals from the others?
Just the context of the last 4 years, from Game 6 of the 19 Finals to now. Everything that we went through as a team, with injuries, with obviously the pandemic that's happened over the last 2.5 years. Like everything that we've all went through, you look up and all the work that you put in over the last 2 years has paid off.
Take the right approach, everybody dig deep. Let's get it done. Just up, 1, 2, 3. Just up!
This is his least talented Golden State team. Older, just not as talented. And to keep on going, a true testament to the whole
group. If Steph Curry wants to crack in that top 10 category of greats of all time, the one thing that those top 10 players have is a Finals MVP. Behind the screen, Steph Curry locked in. They leave Curry all alone, and that's lethal. Deadly. Goes around the world. Oh, so much. He's on third. Around the corner screen. Somebody throw one. Curry drives on Smart, gets inside, left-handed, bangs it home. Curry catches, fires, scores. Curry drives on 10, gets inside, beautiful left hand. Curry in his bag, got it. Curry rattles it a three. That's Steph Curry's third. Curry, long three-pointer. That's good. And the foul. Steph Curry with a chance for a 4-point play. Now Hawk is not up. High enough. Curry launches a three. Puts it in. Steph Curry lighting it up here in the third. Steph Curry once again dancing and prancing in the paint. A unique individual and a gifted, along with the all-time great talent. Long three. That's good. Steph Curry from way downtown. Some Curry chaos here in the third. Curry gets it. Fakes. Fires three-pointer. Hey. Steph Curry from downtown. And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world. The fourth title
dynasty is still very much alive.
He's a 4-time NBA champion, a 2-time league MVP, a member of our 75th anniversary team, and for the first time ever, he's an NBA Finals MVP. The 2022 Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP award goes to Stephen Curry.
It was definitely overwhelming. It was surreal just because you know how much you went through, to get back to the stage. And from the off season last year when we lost in the play-in tournament, it's been a year and 6 days that I started the process of getting ready for this season. It all paid off. Didn't know how it was going to happen. Didn't know what the environment's going to be like. You imagine what the emotions are going to be like, but it hits different. So this year, I knew if we were going to be in a position to win a championship that I would have to elevate to another level that I, haven't really experienced before. And so that was the motivation to be able to, sustain a high level of effort for, the 6 games we played in this series and do something I haven't done in my career before. It's pretty special, knowing everything that we have accomplished. This one hits different for sure. Just knowing what the last 3 years have meant, what it's been like from injuries to, changing of the guard and the rosters, and now you got 4 championships.
What's left?
I don't know, the fact that I get to say we try to be greedy. I've told a couple of young guys that were on the podium, I was like, well, we're just getting started. Just trying to drop that little seed of, this is amazing, but we can be even better next year. And that's not just me just spewing out just nothing. I think we really have the opportunity to keep running this thing back. So I'm not getting too ahead of myself though, because I'm a little tired right now. I'm just gonna enjoy this one for the summer, play some golf, stare at this for a while, get motivated and run it back.
All right, we got Steph Curry, MVP coming up.
The 4th champion! Hey! The 4th champion! Every so once in a while, you gotta remind yourself.
You gotta remind
yourself. We got 4. When it's over.
And the mic drop. Hold on.